Believe it or not, it's already July. The second half of 2022 is upon us. It's time to get in the game and get things done. Welcome back to my channel. I am so glad you've joined me today for my second monthly reset. This is the July reset, and I can't even believe that it is the second half of 2022. There is so much that I want to get done this month, this quarter, the rest of this year. It's just mind-boggling. So we're gonna go ahead and dive into the reset. What is a monthly reset? Well, like I explained last month, I took this from a couple other YouTube creators that have been doing monthly reset videos online, and it is kind of a combination of my monthly goals and my monthly favorites and what I've been reading and anything else in between. Some people use it to set up their budget for the month or things like that. Everybody kind of makes it their own, but it's kind of like the monthly recap, let's look ahead type of video to keep you from having to do 7 different videos all involving monthly recaps of some sort. So welcome to my reset. Today we're going to be talking about my goals from last month. Did I achieve them or did I not? My goals looking ahead for the month of July, a book that I have finished reading, and my thoughts, as well as a favorite or two from things that I have been enjoying this past month. If you are new here, a very special hello. My name is Brianna. I am the diva behind Diva and the Divine, and I am so glad you found my video today. And for my returning subscribers, a very special hello to you as well. I'm so very glad you are here. Let's jump right in, starting with my goals from last month. How did I do? You may remember that I use the Cultivate What Matters Power Sheets as my primary goal setting planner, which gives me monthly, weekly, and daily action items to focus on every month. So for the month of June, my monthly action items were as follows. Finances up to date. Dunzo, did that. Batch, I forgot this was on here. Batch some content for July. I kind of sort of have done that. I have a couple of things on my camera, on my memory card, ready for me to edit. It is, 2 days until July, and have I actually edited any of it yet? No. So it is not completely batched, but I do have some raw footage on the camera ready to be edited, so does that count for something maybe? Move into my new planners. That is done, and I actually did a lot of that a couple of weeks ago, and then I actually shared a video, a live stream I guess it was, on my tips and tricks for moving into planners. So my planner move-in is complete. I have already been using, this is the last week of June, I've already started using my Erin Condren vertical weekly planner, but I don't get to start using my daily duo until Friday, July 1st. Style Your Mind book. For those of you that have forgotten, the Style Your Mind book is a workbook by author and influencer Kara Allwell, and it is geared towards women in business. And I have gotten about halfway through. I am on module 4 of 7. So while I have not completed it, so I only get half credit for achieving the actual goal, I have put work towards it, and I do plan on working on it more this weekend. It's a 3-day weekend, and I'm pumped up about accomplishing things, so I want to make sure I spend some dedicated time doing just that. And then my last monthly action item was actually to go on a date night for ice cream, and we did that. And it's funny because we didn't actually plan it. Well, actually, we might have done 2 date nights for ice cream, now that I think about it. We went out for ice cream, and I can't remember if that was at the beginning of June or the end of May. No, it was definitely in June. So we went out twice for ice cream, once of our own volition, and once because we have this date night book that's a scratch-off date night thing, so you don't actually know what the assignment is until you say, we're gonna do this one, and then we scratch it off. And it happened to be go to not 1 but 2 separate ice cream places. So we definitely embraced the ice cream date night this month, and you know what? I loved it. I would do it again. My weekly action items. First one was to have a 10,000 step average for the week, and I don't think I got to check them off at all. I got, because I'm being very specific, I got almost there. I got like 95 to 9,800. And so I was this close, but technically not at 10K all of the weeks. Now I am in an active step bet for the rest of this month. So I'm hoping that that step bet, I think with my goals being the way they are, step bet sets the goals for you. I should be able to accomplish that goal without, well, I mean, with trying, but I have to do it or I'm kicked out of the game. So I will be doing that this month, even though I didn't write it down as a goal, but last month I fell just short enough to not be able to check it off. Strength training, weight training, yes, I did it. I didn't do it 4 days a week like I love to, but I have been building up the stamina to be able to do it again. So my hope is actually next week in July. I plan on starting, I think I'm gonna start lift 4 from the beginning and actually do the program like I'm supposed to do the program instead of just this whole, oh, I know what I'm doing. I will just watch an episode of TV while I willy-nilly do the weights the way I think I should at the pace I want to, instead of actually paying attention to the program. So I'm actually going to do the program starting next week. An in-depth skincare and spa day. I kind of sort of did this. I reinstituted the routine of actually using my face masks, which is exactly what the point of that goal was. I didn't do like an elaborate, let me dry brush and exfoliate and gua sha. I didn't do all of that, but I did do the primary thing, which was this needed to get me back in the habit of using my BioElements facial care products. And it did. So goal well done. And then my daily action items. My protein goal, I'm at about 50%. 50%. That will increase this month because my protein goal has actually decreased. So I am pretty much guaranteed to be able to hit my protein goal in the month of July. That's a whole nother story, my friends. Quiet time. I'm at like 40%. Haven't been prioritizing it. Need to get better. Get moving. That I actually did 90% of the time. So I'm very, very pleased with myself for that. And then my water goal, I have gotten so close 100% of the time, but actually hit it about 45% of the time. So getting there. I'm getting there. I'm a work in progress. My getting back into the swing of things has been very, very slow. So it's fine. It's done. On to my July goals. All right, friends, my July list is actually very, very long. I filled things in and I'm pumped, I'm ready, I've got a lot I need to do. And if you missed it, it's actually quarterly goals refresh time. I did do a live quarterly goals refresh, so I will link that up here and down there so you can go and watch my live stream where I talk all about the quarterly goals refresh. Super, super important for you to understand what kind of stuff is coming to the channel and stuff that I'm working towards personally, because it's all kind of intertwined and I'm really excited and I'm trying really, really hard to build that momentum. Momentum, the word that Lakin has drilled into our heads time and time again from Plan with Lakin. Momentum is what we want to build, and that is literally my focus for the quarter, is building momentum. So with that, my monthly action items for July are: run a Patreon challenge. It is up, it is running. I am so excited. Starting July 1st, which depending on when I upload this video is either tomorrow or today, Friday, July 1st is when the challenge goes into full effect, and this challenge is exclusive to my Patreon members, and it is a consistency challenge. We are building our consistency calendars. We are sharing them every single day. We are defining what it means to earn our X on our consistency calendar, and we are going to be giving each other support and keeping one another accountable. The reason I did this consistency as the theme of the month of July over in the Patreon is because it's what I need. Selfishly, I have decided that I need to start creating for my community the things that I need personally. And you know what? I think it's going to work out pretty well for all of us. So technically speaking, that goal is already done. My second goal is also already done. Wow, I'm working ahead this month. And it is to set up this quarter's Patreon topics. I've also decided for the Diva District, my Patreon membership, we are going to be having monthly themes from here on out. It doesn't mean that we can't still talk about whatever we want in our Discord channel. There's still plenty of room and space for whatever we need it to be at the time. But I wanted to have a monthly focus that kind of gave us a lesson, a topic, and a challenge that we can work on to focus in on specific things. So the topics I came up with, not just for this quarter, but for the rest of the year, are July is consistency, August is creating a life-giving environment, whether that's your bedroom, your home, whatever the case may be, but we're gonna focus on whatever size your space is, really cultivating an environment that gives you life and gives you joy and peace and all of those things. September is going to be all about going back to basics, kind of like a back to school theme. October is going to be focused on seasonal living. November is going to be preparing for a healthy and balanced holiday season, and December is going to be about rest and resetting. And I feel so excited just to be able to tell you those things. Like, I've got it planned out. I can't wait to build a curriculum for this, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So if you're interested in joining the Patreon, now is the perfect time. The first of the month is really the best time to join, because if you join later in the month, you're still going to get charged for the month you join, and you'll get charged again on the 1st. So knock it out with the best bang for your buck by signing up on the 1st. The link is down below. It is patreon.com/divainthedivine. We would love to have you. Next monthly goal is 2 date nights out and about. Leave the house, not watching a movie, not cooking at home, not playing games, going out and doing something else, something special. On top of that, we have 1 adventure book date night. That adventure book, that scratch off book that I talked about, I want to do another date night from that because we've had it for like a year and a half, 2 years. I got it for him like Valentine's Day of 2021. So we've got a lot of work to do. We've only done like 5 dates from it, and there's 50 in there. So I want to keep the ball rolling. Or a gift from my sister and her fiance. She is getting married at the end of the month, and I have a couple of things on my list that I need to make sure that I have in my possession, ready to go for a road trip down there for the wedding. So I just want to make sure that I get that all squared away. And then the next 3 goals all involve reading, because I've been terrible about reading this month. But I want to finish the book Eat It by Jordan Syatt and Michael Vacanti. I want to read How Are You Really by Jenna Kutcher. I'm so excited. It's in my mailbox right now. I just got it. I love Jenna Kutcher. I don't engage in her content as much as I used to, but I forgot how much I loved her. I started pulling her back out and listening to her podcast and stuff, and I was like, oh my gosh, I love you. I love you. And she's a fellow Minnesota girl. What's not to love? And so this book sounds like something that is really going to speak to me in the current season that I'm in, and I'm really, really excited to read it. And then I want to read a fiction book, or at least continue to read a fiction book. Maybe finish the one I'm in the middle of. That would be great, because I'm amassing a lot of fiction books from my book of the month, and I'm not getting through them as fast as I'm acquiring them. So I really need to start buckling down on that whole thing. And then do 2 fun things. If you are a member of Diva and the Divine Insiders, my free Facebook group, then you'll know that the month of July is actually a summer fun challenge in the free Facebook group. So yes, I've got a consistency challenge going in my Patreon and a fun challenge going in my Facebook group. And that is because I want to implement more fun into my life. Again, I told you, I'm creating things for the community that are selfish because they're really things I need for myself. And this is one of those things. I want to challenge myself and challenge you guys to have intentional fun, whatever that means to you. And so I wrote down, do 2 fun things. Whatever that means to me, I'll decide at the moment, but I want to do 2 fun things. It's not like sit and watch Friends for the 15 millionth time. Like, that's fun, but that's not fun, you know? I want to go have fun. Weekly action items, things I want to do every single week. Schedule my social media posts, at least some of my social media posts. Send out a freaking email newsletter. I don't know why I'm so bad at this, but I've got to get better. I've got to cultivate the habit. I've got to build the momentum to do my email newsletter. If you're not a member of the email newsletter and you want to see what the heck I come up with, there's a link down there that says get my free macro-friendly grocery list. That is the link to sign up for my email newsletter. And if you're interested in that, you will get the macro-friendly grocery list sent to you after you sign up. Purge 1 bag of stuff. Since we are in the process of, are we moving? Are we not moving? Packing up? Are we not? We don't know what the heck is happening. We're kind of in limbo. I am taking the opportunity to continue to do the deep purge of the house. If we are moving, what is not coming with us? What are we really not going to be using? Get rid of it. So I want to purge a bag of stuff from this house a week. Every week it's a plan A do something date night. So again, it is a date night that is not, oh, let's just eat dinner and watch TV. Let's order in and watch a movie. Like, do something. And I put this down every week. So apparently I've got lofty goals for dating my husband this month. Spend 3 hours a week in my courses. I have many courses that I am a member of that I don't check in with regularly, and I need to start checking in with them regularly and consuming that content. And if I do that there's literally like probably 6 or 7 of them that I'm a regular member of, I can very easily spend 3 hours a week consuming this content. It's educational purposes. It's personal development. I should be able to devote 3 hours a week to doing that. And then of course, reach my step bet goals. As I mentioned, I am in a step bet, and if I don't reach those goals every week, I get kicked out and lose my $40 that I contributed. So I need to make sure I reach those goals every single week. My daily action items are as follows. Earn the X on my consistency calendar, which is part of the Patreon challenge. Take a photo. I want to start amassing a group of photographs that I can easily go, I have so many photos that I can use to just put up a post when the spirit so moves me on Instagram or something. I want to kind of have just some stock photos of myself and my environment and whatever that I can use to put up on social when I'm lacking for an in-the-moment photo or something like that. Reach my step goal. Do social media posts, and that actually is primarily focused on Patreon and Facebook group activity. I really want to focus on building my community. So I want to make sure every single day, even if it's a scheduled post, I'm posting things, I'm interacting with comments, I'm responding to things. I want to make sure that I'm very much engaged in all of the areas of the Diva and the Divine community that I am working to build. And then my last daily habit is I would like to crochet. I started crocheting, a little bit about that in my previous video, my life update video. I got a new hobby, and I want to make sure that I'm building momentum with that as well. So I am going to crochet something, even if it's just one row, every single day. Phew, that was really, really long goal talk. Thank you for those of you that stuck around to the end, but wait, there's more. Next, we have to talk about the book I read this month. All right, so the book I read this month, yes, singular book. I finally finished this book. I've been trying to read it forever. Finally finished it. It's done, and it is Breaking Free from Body Shame, Dare to Reclaim What God Has Named Good by Jess Conley. And it is about just that. It is about how society and the enemy has taken to us and turned us against our bodies. We think our bodies need fixing. We think our bodies are a project, and all of the the proper mindset for health and wellness and taking care of yourself versus I want to build something. I want to be skinny. I want to be what society calls good, instead of remembering that we are already good in God's eyes. I'll be honest, it took me a long time to get into this at all. I kept probably would have helped if I was actually diligent about reading it, but it took me a while to even be I don't know what I thought I was gonna get out of this book, but I don't feel like I'm getting anything out of this book. But then about halfway through, I really started to, for better for worse, have this book speak to me. And I think it was a very valuable read. I really do. It was it's really hard for me to give a full opinion on this, because like I said, it took me a long time to really just get into it, and I don't know that I can ever actually say I was into it, but there were certain parts that made me feel very convicted. And when you are reading a book that is about spiritual growth and development, that's a good thing. When you feel called out, when you feel convicted, when you're oh, this actually is my problem, then the book is doing its job, right? Then it's doing a good job. So there were a handful of times I felt called out. I felt called to reflect. And I actually felt called to reflect. I remember at one point I started to reflect on not just my expectations of my body and my desires for my body, but my desires for my work, and reflecting on my whys for a lot of different things. And it all stemmed from this book, which I thought was great. So if you are somebody, specifically if you are a Christian and you want a biblically sound look at body image and the way we struggle with body image in our society, this is a good book. It is definitely worth picking up because it called me out. I felt called out, and I needed to be called out. And like I said, when you're trying to grow spiritually, that's a good thing. All right, I have one favorite for you this month. Yes, just one. And you know what? That's okay. It's a really, really good one for my Oreo cookie fans. I finally got my hands on the Oreo Thins with more stuffing. I about did a dance in the aisle because I grocery shop at Target, and my Target doesn't carry these Oreos. So when I ended up at a different grocery store, a legitimate grocery store, I went to the cookie aisle and I was like, I wonder if they have these things. And sure enough, they had them and they were on sale. So you better believe that I bought them, and you know what? They are fabulous. They are absolutely fabulous. I love Oreo cookies. I love them. They are, brand name, my favorite cookie. Like, if you have to go with a brand, like a good old, you can get it in the grocery store brand, Oreo cookies are my favorite cookie. And I mean, specifically, it's the Oreo cookie cream that really gets me going, you know what I'm saying? But I love an Oreo cookie. And we're talking, I'm Oreo loyalist enough where I tried the Trader Joe's JoJo Thins, which is supposed to be their version of the Oreo cookie thins, the Oreo thins. I hated the JoJo's. I did not like it. There's something about the actual cookie of the Oreo cookie I also really enjoy. So, Oreo loyalist through and through. Love the Oreo cookie cream. Would 100% eat Oreo cookie cream out of a jar with a spoon. That is me. They put more stuffing in their Oreo thins. It's not a dramatic amount, but for the Oreo thins, because they're nice little thin sandwich cookies, it's a significant change. I don't know if it's 50% more, 70% more. Whatever it is, it took the already good Oreo thin and made it so much better. It is my perfect Oreo cookie. It is so good. 3 of them are only 130 calories. It's the perfect like after lunch dessert. Oh, I love them. They're fabulous. If you can find them in the grocery store, I highly, highly recommend you give them a try. All right, my friends, that's all I've got for you. My July is reset. I read a book, but I want to read a lot more. I have a favorite, but I want to hopefully bring you some more favorites. And as you heard, I have a lot of goals. I have a lot of things that I am after, and I'm really, 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 really I want to build that momentum and really get the second half of this year to show progress in ways that the first half of this year did not. If you are behind, if you feel behind, if you feel like, oh my gosh, I've wasted 6 months of the year, fear not. First of all, you're not alone. And second of all, you still have just as much time as you feel you've wasted to make up for it. You literally still have 6 months of the year left. So let's make the most of these 6 months. Are you with me? I'm so excited to just get things going. And it's so interesting because I sit there and I hem and haw and I'm like, I don't want to film. I don't want to do the things. And then I get in front of the camera and I'm like jazzed. I'm fired up. I'm ready to go. And I was like, why don't you just sit in front of the camera and do the thing and then you'll be jazzed about it. It's kind of like working out. You know how like you don't feel good, you don't have the energy, and then you go and do the workout and you feel fabulous? Yeah, it's kind of like that. So that's what I'm working on this month. It's just go. Build the momentum, go and do the thing. Anyway, before I ramble on and on and on, thank you so much for spending the time with me today. Let me know in the comments below what some of your goals for the month of July are. I would love to hear about them and support you in your journey through the second half of the year. Thank you for watching. Take care, and I will see you very soon.